Relationship masters. Present. 5 behaviors that destroy relationships. Relationships require that the participants are willing to invest their resources in an unknown entity. When they are new and hopeful, the risk-benefit ratio seems well worth the plunge. But if, over time, the dividends cease to outweigh the profits, the once hopeful transaction may no longer be worth the cost. There are many deal breakers I could use as examples, but the 5 I'm going to describe easily fill the Pandora's box of relationship demons. The more of them that permeate a relationship, the less hope there will be for rebirth. Note, I've left out physical or emotional abuse because the damage they cause to a relationship is obvious and, most often, irreparable. 1. Public outing. No matter what may be going on in a relationship, it is never okay for either partner to pick on the other publicly. Whether it is pointing out flaws, exposing secrets, attacking current behavior, or trying to get someone else on board to help with the emotional flogging, it never bodes well. People most often do this because they either want to shame their partners in hopes that it will put more pressure on them to change unwanted behaviors, or they feel safer to do that in front of others and are willing to take the consequences later. 2. Emotional blackmail. Intimate partners share their histories with each other, especially in the early moments of connection. Secrets from the past, traumas, childhood heartaches, relationship losses. New lovers are like symbolic parents to each other, eager and willing to be the ones who heal all of those wounds. Sadly, as relationships mature, these once sacred sharings can be used as emotional ammunition, dredged up by one partner to make the other feel guilty, naked, manipulated, or fearful of exposure if he or she does not comply with what is demanded. Strategic withholding, stonewalling, pouting, martyrdom, and threats of abandonment or exile are all behaviors that are used to emotionally blackmail. 3. Passive-aggressive behavior. It becomes harder and harder to trust a person who earnestly agrees to do something and just seems to never get around to it. When promises are continually broken, for whatever reason, they eventually become lies. Most passive-aggressive people intend to keep their agreements when they make them, and feel guilty when they disappoint. Yet, they continue in the same pattern. Eventually, their partners stop expecting them to deliver. The partners of passive-aggressive people are easy to recognize. They have become unhinged people wondering if reality actually exists. 4. Keeping score. Love that grows over time is generous. It thrives because both partners balance giving with self-care. They are much more interested in figuring out how to make things better than who did what wrong and why. Keeping score has only one purpose: to make sure the other partner owes specific behaviors because he or she has taken more than is deserved, and now has to pay for that sin. The behavior most often seen in these relationships is rehashing past arguments. When a dispute is over and either a victor is named or the partners retreat from irresolvable issues, they will for certain come back later and do the whole argument again, rearmed with new energy and the desire to change the prior outcome. Round and round, they restate their positions and do not listen any more deeply than they did the first time around. 5. Betrayal. Betrayal can exist across a wide spectrum of behavior. But, basically, it is the conscious choice one partner makes to place his or her priorities more important than the sanctity of the relationship. Trust is all about believing that a person will do what he or she has agreed to and will not do what would hurt the other partner. It is based on honest and authentic agreements as to what behaviors are acceptable to both and what would deal breakers if they were known to the other. Betrayal, the cover-up, and excusing the action by blaming circumstances or the other partner, leave permanent scars in a relationship's core, often irresolvable.